It was past midnight when my door creaked open. Not the soft, accidental kind of creak you hear when the wind shifts or the wood settles. No, this was slow, deliberate. Like someone was pushing it, carefully, quietly, trying not to be noticed. I was wide awake. I don't know why. Maybe it was the silence. Maybe it was the way the darkness felt heavier than usual. Or maybe, something inside me already knew. I lay still on my bed, staring at the faint outline of my ceiling, my breath shallow, my ears straining. And then I heard it. A whisper. Armin. My blood froze. That voice. It wasn't loud. It wasn't threatening. It was soft, fragile, almost trembling. But it carried something that made my heart pound against my ribs like it wanted to escape. Because I knew that voice. But that was impossible. I slowly turned my head toward the door. It was open now, just a few inches. Darkness filled the gap. No light from the hallway. No shadow moving. Just darkness. And yet, I knew someone was there. Armin. The whisper came again, a little clearer this time. My throat went dry. Who's there? I managed to say, though it came out barely above a breath. Silence. Then the door opened a little more. I pushed myself up on my elbows, my eyes adjusting, trying to make sense of the shape forming in the doorway. And then I saw her. At first, just a silhouette. Slim, still, familiar. My heart skipped. No, I whispered, shaking my head. No, this can't be. But she stepped forward, and moonlight from the window touched her face. It was her, Aisha. The same soft features, the same gentle eyes, the same long hair falling over her shoulders. Exactly as I remembered, exactly as I had seen her, the last time. Except, that was 3 years ago. The night she died. My chest tightened so hard it hurt. Aisha, I whispered, my voice breaking. She didn't answer immediately. She just looked at me. There was something in her eyes, sadness, and something deeper, something unfinished. I missed you, she said finally. Tears welled up instantly. This isn't real, I muttered, shaking my head. I'm dreaming. Do you want it to be a dream? She asked softly. I didn't know how to answer that. Because a part of me, the broken part one had buried for years, wanted this more than anything. I swung my legs off the bed, my hands trembling. You can't be here, I said. I saw you, I know, she said gently. I couldn't finish the sentence. That night came rushing back. The rain, the chaos, the ambulance lights, the hospital corridor where everything smelled like antiseptic and despair. The doctor shaking his head. The world collapsing in silence. I had never recovered from it. Not really. I had learned to live. To function. To smile when needed. But a part of me had stayed there, in that hospital hallway. And now she was here. Standing in my room like nothing had changed. Why are you here? I asked, my voice barely steady. She stepped closer. The floor didn't creak under her feet. That should have scared me. But it didn't. I came because you called me, she said. I didn't, I said quickly. I would never. I didn't. You did, she said softly. Not with words. I swallowed hard. She was close enough now that I could see every detail. The way her eyes reflected light. The faint smile on her lips. The sadness hidden behind it. You never let me go, Armin, she said. The words hit me like a punch. I moved on, I said weakly. Did you? She asked. I couldn't answer. Because deep down, I knew the truth. No, I hadn't. I had just learned to hide it. I see you, she continued. Every night you sit alone. Every time you look at our old messages. Every time you stop yourself from laughing too much because it feels wrong. Tears slipped down my face. You think being happy means forgetting me, she said. But that's not true. Then what is? I asked, my voice cracking. She looked at me with a softness that broke something inside me. Living, she said. Really living. I tried, I whispered. I swear I tried, but everything feels empty without you. She shook her head slowly. That's because you built your world around me. And when I left, you stopped building. I looked away, unable to face her. Armin, she said gently. I felt her hand on mine. Cold, not freezing, but not warm either. Just distant. I looked up, startled. You feel that? She asked. I nodded slowly. That's the difference, she said. I'm not meant to be here anymore. My chest tightened again. Then why are you here? She hesitated. And for the first time, I saw something like urgency in her eyes. Because you're standing on the edge, she said. What do you mean? You've been drifting, she said. You don't care about anything anymore. Not your dreams, not your life, not even yourself. That's not. I started, but stopped. Because it was true. You're not living, Armin, she said softly. You're just waiting. The word echoed in my head. Waiting. Waiting for what? For time to pass, for something to change, or for an ending I didn't have the courage to create. I didn't know how to move on, I admitted, my voice breaking. You were everything. She smiled sadly. And that's the problem. I looked at her, confused. You loved me, she said. But you forgot to love yourself too. Her words sank deep. I don't want you to forget me, she continued. I want you to carry me with you, but not as a weight. As strength. I felt something shift inside me. Something small, but real. I was happy with you, I said. And you can be happy again, she replied. It won't be the same. It's not supposed to be, she said gently. It will be different, and that's okay. Silence filled the room. For the first time in years, I wasn't just feeling pain. I was listening, understanding. Do you regret anything? I asked suddenly. She looked surprised. Then she smiled. Only that I didn't get to see who you would become. My throat tightened. You still can, I said desperately. She shook her head. No, she said softly. But you can. Tears blurred my vision. I'm scared, I admitted. I know, she said. What if I fail? She stepped closer. You will, she said. I blinked, confused. And you'll learn. And you'll grow. And you'll keep going, she added. That's what living is. I let out a shaky breath. For the first time, failure didn't feel like the end. It felt like part of the journey. I don't want to lose you again, I whispered. She smiled, and there was something peaceful in it now. You won't, she said. Not the real me. Her hand moved to my chest. I'm here, she said. I closed my eyes, feeling the faint pressure. Warm this time, or maybe it was just my own heartbeat. When I opened my eyes again, she was stepping back. No, I said quickly. Wait, it's time, she said gently. Please, I whispered. Just a little longer. She shook her head. If I stay, you won't move forward. The truth of it hit me instantly. And painfully. I clenched my fists. I don't know if I can do this, I said. She looked at me with quiet confidence. You already are. The room felt different now. Lighter. Like something heavy had been lifted. She turned toward the door. Aisha, I called. She paused, but didn't turn around. Thank you, I said, my voice steady despite the tears. She glanced back, just enough for me to see her smile one last time. Live, Armin, she said. And then she was gone. The door slowly closed. Silence returned, but it wasn't the same silence. I sat there for a long time, staring at the door, waiting, listening, but she didn't come back. And somehow, I knew she wouldn't. I lay back on the bed, staring at the ceiling again. But this time, my chest didn't feel heavy. It felt open. The next morning, sunlight filled the room. I hadn't noticed how long it had been since I actually looked at the morning. I got up, slowly. Everything felt unfamiliar, but not in a bad way. In a new way. I walked to the mirror. For a moment, I just stood there. Looking at myself. Really looking. You forgot to love yourself too. Her words echoed in my mind. I took a deep breath. And for the first time in years, I didn't look away. That day, I did something small. I went outside. No destination, no plan. Just walked. The world hadn't changed, but I had. Little by little, day by day, I started rebuilding. Not the life I had before, but a new one. I picked up old hobbies. Met new people. Allowed myself to laugh, without guilt. Allowed myself to feel, without fear. There were bad days. Days when the memories hit hard. Days when I wished she was still here. But now, instead of breaking me, they reminded me of love, of what I had, and what I still could have. Months passed, then years, and one evening, as I sat watching the sunset, I realized something. I wasn't waiting anymore. I was living, and in that moment, I felt her. Not as a presence in the room, but as a quiet strength inside me. A gentle reminder that love doesn't end, it changes, it stays, and it helps you move forward. That night, as I lay in bed, the room was quiet again. Peacefully quiet, no creaking door, no whispers, just the soft rhythm of my breathing. And for the first time in a long time, I smiled in the dark, not because I had forgotten her, but because I finally understood what she came to tell me. Sometimes, the people we lose don't come back to stay. They come back to set us free.